What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a very special edition of the Seibelmania and Friends podcast. I'm Seibelmania, and today my two friends joining me are two legendary EFED performers. They created the legendary group ATM, Ass to Mouth. I'm joined by none other than Mr. Hot Rod Allen and Robbie Cutthroat. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight.
It's your pleasure.
It is your pleasure. Absolutely, positively.
Facts. It is my pleasure to have you guys, man. Like I said, these guys are EFED legends. And for those of you who don't know what an EFED is, basically it's a promo wrestling group on Facebook. And these guys are two of the very, very best.
OG, right, Hot Rod?
We've been doing it for so long that they should name it something besides promo wrestling and name it just ATM wrestling.
Dude, it's like, what's that shit that Hot Rod Allen and Robbie Cutthroat do? That's what it is.
That's all you need to say.
Hey, there's three OGs here. I'm an OG too, man.
You're retired though, man. You're living the high life.
Yeah. Hey, I did it all. In EFEDs. World champion twice, multiple time Intercontinental champion, multiple time hardcore champion, tag team champion. You name it, I've done it. I'm a multi-time Hall of Famer. There's not a dang thing in EFEDs I have not done. I promise you. I've even been blacklisted from EFEDs for a time. So
a few times, I think.
Yeah, you may have hold the record for that one.
I may.
But I don't know, man. I think everybody was like, knew that it was almost like it became like an endearing quality.
I think Bill Walkowitz was a big factor in Mr. Seibel's decision-making skills.
What do you mean by that? Explain, elaborate.
Robbie,
well, that was what initially
you guys
started the black ball. Wasn't it Bill Walkowitz, right? But Christian?
What's up?
It was Bill Walkowitz, right?
Yeah, well, so here's what happened. I was in that group, EFED Crapola, and
I haven't heard that in a long time.
I sent a photo to that group of a former EFED performer. Me and him, we buried the hatchet, and we're all good now. We're not friends by any means, but we've been able to move past it. Fortunately, I'm not going to name names because it's not pertinent to the story. But took the photo.
Was he a piece of shit?
Huh?
The person that you're not going to mention their name, were they a piece of shit?
No, they're actually pretty good people. They're actually really good guys. But
I believe I know this story.
You may, Hot Rod. I think you were one of the first ones to message me after the situation, tell me how bad I fucked up, and I did. I'll admit that. There's no secrets here anymore about this. This is all out in the open. I've screwed up and whatever. But
there hasn't been a secret in EFED in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I took a picture from his personal page, and I made it look like he was a pedophile, basically.
Shit, I thought I was the only one that did shit like that.
Yeah, it was messed up, and I deserve to get blacklisted for that. And ironically enough, that was in December 2016. A month later, my first nephew was born. So, yeah,
perspective.
Well, the thing is, the kid in the profile picture, I said it was his son or something like that. He's like, "Oh, that's my niece." So I'm like, "Oh, well, he looked like a son to me."
ATM's been known to do a lot of fucking raw shit behind the scenes, on the scenes, anyway. But yeah, I stepped away from that one, Christian, because that was a little fucked up.
Yeah, and I know about some of the fucked up shit that ATM has done because y'all don't forget, and ladies and gentlemen, you don't know this, but ladies and gentlemen, I was actually a member of ATM.
Yeah,
good point.
We had such high aspirations for you, dude.
We did.
And how'd that turn out?
Well, ultimately, every new ATM member, besides maybe myself, because I was brought in third or fourth overall, I believe maybe one other person. When you
Yeah,
bring somebody in, they get hazed pretty good for
Yeah.
the first little bit.
yeah.
Because ultimately, if you can't hang with us, then you can't hang for us.
Exactly. We trial by fire, man. Because, like, dude, like, ask Rick Rage. He'll tell you, dude. He went from being a lovable boo in WKP. We brought him into ATM. Everyone and their mother turned on him. Like, I mean, they were calling him a piece of shit. I mean, they were all over his ass, dude. And
Well,
so then he comes back to the group chat, and we, like you said, we would turn up the heat in the ATM chat just to, like, see what people were capable of, to see what if people would be like, fight back, or like, rib back, whatever. And
so for me, the things that you guys did, and I'm not blaming you, Adele. I'm not blaming you for this. This
oh
is
no,
this is
go
on
for
me.
it.
But the thing is that some of the stuff you guys did to me, it brought me back to a part of my childhood when I was in elementary school and middle school, and kids would harass me because I have special needs. I have cerebral palsy and all that stuff. And so when you guys hazed me, I didn't take it as hazing. It brought me back to that dark part of the childhood, and I took it as a bullying type thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand. Hot Rod, you want to speak?
And
Yeah,
and I was raised to stick up for myself when I feel like somebody is wronging me, and I at that time I felt like you guys were wronging me.
Yeah.
Now
there's
for
that
everybody,
little fine line. Usually for me, it's the fine line of cocaine, but little fine line of hazing, and sometimes we cross it. It's not intentional, but it
hey,
happens.
by the way, folks, before we continue with this podcast, I just want to say Pepsi is not a proud sponsor yet, but they can be very easily. So
Easily.
Pepsi,
Yeah. All they got to do is drop the dime, dude.
okay.
Did you say dime?
there
You did. Oh.
Little dime.
you go. Yeah, hey, Pepsi, sponsor your boy. Hey, Robbie,
Yeah.
not Rod. Please share the link with everybody you can. I will send you guys a link, and yeah, we're live. We're live right here, right now on YouTube.
Now just make sure you send us the money. That's the most important thing.
I
Yeah,
already got, you got money coming on the way. It's already in the mail.
we don't shoot for free, baby.
Nah, I already know that your money's in the mail, and if you don't get your money, go ahead and call my personal assistant, Hedwig. He'll help you out. He'll get you your money. I promise you, one way or another. Hedwig knows people. Um, but hey, did you guys hear? Are you? I've always wondered this. Are you guys even like wrestling fans, or did you guys just kind of get into the EFED thing because it's on Facebook?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was asking, are you guys actual like wrestling fans, or did you guys just kind of get into promo wrestling, like cutting promos, talking shit on Facebook?
Rob, you want to go first?
No, man. If you're ready, you can go.
Dude, I've been a wrestling fan since as far as I can remember. For me, I live in North Central Ohio. So what happened? My dad was a huge wrestling fan back in the days of Johnny Valentine, the Real Chic, Bobo Brazil, people like that. And he took me to one when I was like 7, maybe.
Yeah.
And when that was hooked, dude. I
That's
seen Johnny Valentine got busted. It was Johnny Valentine got hit by Jimmy Valiant, busted him open pretty good. Blood went all over my mom's shirt. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, dude, I was so amazed. And then there's a little place in Mansfield that Georgia Championship Wrestling used to always come to called the 7-Eleven Union Hall. It's like an armory. And they used to bring up all the Georgia Championship Wrestling guys, Buzz Sawyer, Pistol Pez Watley, Mr. Wrestling #2. All those guys used to come up about once every 2 or 3 months.
Okay. Robbie, how about you?
Dude, I started watching, like, dude, I was a wrestling fan before I was a wrestling fan, dude. I mean, I was into the superheroes like He-Man and Conan the Barbarian and shit like that, dude. I saw Rocky 3 in 1983, and I saw Hulk Hogan for the first time as Thunder Lips, dude.
Yeah.
Fast forward about
baby.
Yeah, in the flesh, baby. Yeah, I mean, I was enamored at how big he was and how strong he was, and you know, to me, wrestling was always something that I saw like on old shows that would show the black and white, you know, the Luthezes and the Vern Gagnes and stuff like that. So that's what I thought wrestling was. And I never, like, you know, Hulk Hogan was just like everything I was already into, just big, buff, and large.
I guess, who do you think? Who do you guys really think was like the first true showman? The one that the first show off show.
I'm going to take this for my answer. I'm going to take it all the way back to the 50s. I'm going to go ahead and say, what was that guy's name?
Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George.
He gets the credit, dude. But I think superstar Billy Graham.
Was Billy Graham before Gorgeous George?
No, he was in the
No, 70s. But I think that is exactly what I was going to say was Billy Graham.
Yeah. I mean, he was the pattern. He was the pattern for Hogan.
Yeah, as well as Adrian
here, really.
He was the prototype, and Hogan just took it to that next level.
Yeah, he was the golden child that kind of ran with it.
Yeah, Hogan brought the mania.
Yeah, for me, I've been a fan since I was 4 years old, and mind you, I was born in '93, so I wasn't born in the '80s. I didn't get to see all the cool stuff from the '80s, but my dad got me hooked on pro wrestling. He's not as much of a wrestling fan now, but he'll still talk to me about what's going on. Like yesterday, the news broke about all those WWE releases, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. But when that news broke, my dad was like the first guy I told, and my mom actually she asked me like before I told him. My mom asked, she's like, Chris, did you hear that WWE released several talents? I'm like, oh, I heard. That was what my podcast was about. I did a podcast last night, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out. Almost 2 hours. It was a great podcast. Shout out to Jason Static for doing that show with me. But yeah, I kind of gave my thoughts and opinions on that last night, but we'll get into it more tonight because there's more details, I guess. But my dad,
we actually have a guest.
Oh, dude.
We actually have a person watching.
Hey, who is it?
Jason Static.
Jason, my man. Hey, we just shouted you out, bro. Hey, what's good, Jason Static? How you doing tonight, brother? I guess I should probably get in the live chat. Comments. There we go. Jason Static, what's up, buddy? Yeah, man, we were just talking about you. But yeah, like I said, my dad got me hooked when I was 4. Actually, and the last 2 times that WWE came to town, I got to go with my dad, which was really, really cool. And the first time that I got to go with my dad was in 2019, and our seats, we were actually at our original seats that we had were actually in bad positions. We were like right behind. We were like right in front of a wall that we wouldn't have been able to see anything. Or it would have sucked. So we get there, right? And we show the people our tickets. And they're like, oh, hang on just a second. And they come back a couple of seconds later. And they're like, we have other seats for you guys. So here's your other seats. Our seats that they gave us was on the camera side, right? And we were about 2 rows back from the floor seats. So that's how close we were to the ring. And that was the Raw that they did the second night of the WWE draft in 2019, where the Viking Raiders won the Raw Tag Team Championships and all that stuff. And I was there. The night that Goldberg came back to WWE in 2016. Y'all want to hear this story? So my buddy, shout out to my boy Nader. He's a really good dude. Really good dude. And he owns his own liquor store, Grove Liquor. When I say he owns it, like he's his own boss. Like there's nobody higher up than him. It's crazy. He owns it, right? And the cool. What is this?
We're doing. Hey, that's how we communicate when others are talking, man.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, he was doing business with a vendor, and the vendor gave him 2 tickets to any like show that was coming up, right? And my buddy was like, "Hey, do you want to go with me to WWE Live?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, right?" And it was Monday Night Raw, and I thought that was cool enough. These tickets were box seats, right? And so there was open bar and an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh shit!
So I mean, these are seats you can't really purchase. You have to know people, and my friend Nader was able to grab them and get them. And I found out like a week after he got those tickets. I found out the week after that Goldberg was going to be there. So I'm like, oh, that's a double whammy. That whole Raw pretty much sucked, except for the ending when Goldberg came back. That was the Raw where they had cruiserweights main eventing the show, and I'm like, oh god, just get to Goldberg, just get to Goldberg. So there you go. There's a little story for you. CM Punk's our running sucks. Jason Static, what is? Oh, I see what you're saying. Jason Static says CM Punk's AEW run sucks. What are you guys' opinions on that?
I'll dude, it's just getting started. They ain't pushing him hard yet. They're just letting him get broken. He'll be fine. He's gonna fucking tear it up. I'm an AEW guy though, so I might be a little bit judgmental when I say that, but I think it's a superior product right now. But I think WWE's doing the right thing, and what they're doing, a lot of people may not. I mean, I think they're gonna focus on a core group of wrestlers and make the show 10 times better because they were trying to fit so many in. And it just watered it down, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really like AEW. I think it's cool that there's an alternative out there. It really makes the game interesting, dude. On the other podcast I do, we talk a lot to indie wrestlers, dude. I mean, for them, it's like, dude, it's like all these new talent matchups that they're dreaming of because, like, hey, man, and I think as for CM Punk though. Like, I don't know. I think he's kind of at that stage in his life, dude, where his presence is more important than anything else. And that he can still go out there and perform at the level that he does is phenomenal. But I think he realizes, as like I do in my age, dude, you can fucking hurt yourself fucking getting out of bed in the morning, dude. I think he's being real protective right now and not going to go too fast too soon, which I kind of think Daniel Bryan might be burning his candle way too quick, dude.
Yeah, agreed.
My thing with CM Punk is he's a big star, right? And they brought him in his first match.
He's an icon. He's at this stage in his career, he's attained that icon status, dude.
Yeah, that's fair. Much like Bryan Danielson has icons. And I don't think having him wrestle random matches on AEW Rampage and AEW Dynamite, having random matches against random baby faces or heels, I don't think that's how you bring him in. I don't think that they're bringing him in properly, quite frankly. They should have had him come in. The way that they debuted him was perfect. Don't change a damn thing about the way they debuted him, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is
I don't think anyone, including CM Punk, thinks he can go and compete on that level with Kenny Omega. Right. And that's what and MJF. I mean, that's what he would have to do to, I think he came in, put Darby over, and I think that's what he's doing. I think he's given these solid matches. I think they're trying to, it's easy to make a heel. We know that. But, making good baby faces up and building them up and giving them credibility, it would take somebody like Punk to do that,
And it really tells you that, having, Punk do that and having Sting with him, they're vesting in that kid for their future.
Oh, sure.
Priming him up, dude.
But having him wrestle Johnny Sameface, for example, on AEW Rampage, I don't think that's beneficial. But I see what you guys are saying. They're trying to build for the future, and CM Punk is. But do you think that CM Punk beating them builds that future, or do you think that them beating Punk would be a better?
Just them putting. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I want to hog the whole conversation.
What was that?
Oh, I didn't want to. I said you can go ahead, man. I didn't mean to hog the whole thing, babe.
No, I had nothing going there. I just shook my head because I was agreeing with you.
Oh, I was just saying, dude. Like you were saying, like why does he beat him? Because he's putting them over just by making them good matches and
making them look.
Okay. Yeah, he's selling to him, dude, because he's going in there and he's huffing and puffing, and and I think a lot of that's real, and so he in turn his persona, his mystique, his essence, his era is rubbing on those guys, and so remember that.
Bobby Fish is a great addition to AEW, dude. I hope he stays around.
Yeah. And Jason Static says one match doesn't put people over. I would agree with that.
It's a rub. It's a rub. It's a rub. It's saying that's something that a commentator can say in his next matches down the road. Hey, remember, this guy may be down and out, but remember that epic match he had with CM Punk, a number of months ago where he took Punk to the limits or whatever, or held his own,
We have a voice message here. So we're going to listen to this voice message real quick. Here we go. Let's hear what this voice message says. We have two of them.
Hey, did you see all them people that the WWE just let go?
Yes, we did.
Is 100% garbage.
Yeah, that's from Jonathan Jones. Shout out to Jonathan Jones.
Oh, dude, what's up, brother?
Yeah, he sent those voice message chats. Yeah, Jonathan, to answer your question, that's on Facebook Messenger, by the way. That wasn't in the live chat. But, yeah, man, I heard about that, and we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But, yeah, Raw right now, they cut a lot of great – they should not have cut Keith and Karrion, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. But I'll say this about CM Punk's run in AEW. This feud he's starting up with with Eddie Kingston. I'm invested in that one for sure. I can't wait to see that guy. Those guys go at it. I think
that was real heat, wasn't it? I mean, initially.
I'm not sure if that was real heat or not. I don't know what the backstory is there. All I know is on Dynamite or whatever, during an interview segment, they kind of got face to face with each other. So
it was a great segment.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I guess let's dive into this roster cut situation. So multiple talents were cut. Did you guys hear who all was cut?
Yeah,
the thing with all the roster cuts, though, I mean that just proves more than ever that the indies are a player. I mean they are going to stay, man. I mean you cannot take away indie wrestling, or you've got nothing, in my opinion, in professional wrestling.
Facts. There are names on this list that I'll pull up the list real quick. There are names on this list that should not have been released, and those names are Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, and see, the one that surprises me the most is B-Fab from Hit Row, because they just drafted Hit Row to SmackDown, and all of a sudden she's just done.
Vince, he I guess the mad scientist of pro wrestling on creative control, man. Who knows what the man thinks? You can't say he's not a genius. Look what he's done.
But you can say with ease he's senile at this point. He's old and he's senile. His company is in the hands of people who don't really know much about pro wrestling, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I think definitely it's easy. Only thing I can really say is that wrestling is like in a real transformation period right now, a real transition, because you got AEW, dude, and they've gained a lot of. Think of how hard and how TNA, how they fought for 10, 11, 12 years, and they kept getting it, but they were always way so under the bar, dude. what AEW's done in such a short amount of time is like miraculous, dude. You know, and
It is. Man.
I want to send a shout out to Impact Wrestling, because there are times where I was like, they're done. They're done. Close shop, close the doors. They're done, and they're still there. They're still going, and they have great talent there. They got Mickey James, they got Madison Rayne, they got Moose as a world champion. They have all kinds of great talent. They're Eric Young. They're doing really good stuff right now. So shout out to them for still trucking along. Yeah. Hey, switching gears, do you guys watch Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah, I think I've seen almost all of them.
Have you? Which one would you say is your favorite episode?
I'd probably say the Brody one. I just, I'd never heard this story like told like that, because
that was a really that was just sad.
Yeah, the Brody one.
I felt bad for his son and his wife.
Yeah, the Plane Ride from Hell one was hilarious.
You know what? Hey, Robbie, if I'm being honest, Ric Flair, what they said Ric Flair did on that flight, I could easily see you doing. Easily.
That must be the nicest thing you've ever said, man. I take that as a compliment.
And Hot Rod would be the guy like Brock Lesnar, Kurt Hennig. He'd be one of those two trying to fight.
The ATM plane has seen some crazy times.
Yeah, it's true. I've been on some of those flights. I know how crazy those flights can get.
Christian would be the X-Pac, dude.
Yeah.
There you go.
All of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Getting all irate, dude, and like cutting somebody's ponytail off.
I love it. I think that's entertaining.
Fucking bitch.
Suck it, no.
Leave me alone.
No,
who did he cut? Whose hair did he cut? He Kurt Hennig's.
Michael Hayes.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
Michael Hayes was asleep.
That motherfucker back in the day, I'm sure we're off the hook.
Oh God, I would have loved to party with them in their heyday. Heck yeah. How about you? What's your favorite Dark Side of the Ring episode?
I got a couple of them, but most entertaining I thought was the Flight from Hell. But I still go back and I considered that the Benoit my favorite just because of what it was,
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I guess the one I drew a lot of interest in was New Jack because I was a big New Jack fan.
Yeah, it was really a good one. New Jack was a good one.
Yeah, I changed mine. I agree with you. That one was more entertaining.
New Jack didn't give a fuck about anybody or anything. He was just, I'm out to kill you.
He didn't give it. And you had to be afraid as a worker to go against him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not a big name, you had to be a fucking afraid.
Oh, yeah.
You might not go home.
Up, man.
For me, my favorite episode would be one that happened this past week. Or not this past week. Last week. Before the season finale. Well, we'll get into the Steroid Trial episode in a minute. But my favorite episode was the XPW one. I didn't know anything about XPW. After watching this episode about XPW and Rob Black, I'm glad I didn't know much about XPW. This guy, Rob Black, is the very definition. And I know Robbie Cutthroat's is going to take this as a compliment. It's not. He is a sleaze bag. I don't know if you guys saw this episode.
Oh, that dude. We called to try to get him to fucking manage us.
Oh, really?
Who knew?
He seemed like the guy. The perfect guy.
Yeah. Rob Black, Rob Black, he hired, basically, for those who don't know, I'll go into one thing he did that really just disgusted me. It really just, He hired adult porn actresses to portray 13-year-old girls. To portray 13-year-old girls to get beat up and raped. And I'm sorry, but in no realm of the world is that okay.
Was it like simulated or was it real?
Well, it was like simulated acting.
Oh, so
We
it's just
hired them.
stuff. I got you.
But even still,
That's
real
pretty
was
twisted. I'll grant that.
Academy Award.
yeah,
That's pretty twisted,
yeah.
man.
I mean, at least he was hiring adult actresses to portray the 13-year-old, so he wasn't actually using little kids. But still, it doesn't. It's still, yeah. It's still what the hell. You know what I mean?
Probably frowned upon in most church congregations.
I would say so.
It's certainly frowned upon in this establishment. But yeah, and then the steroid trials that occurred this week, that was a really interesting one. It was really cool to see the lawyer for WWE for the first time, really. Nobody really knew who he was, but he spoke very well, and he knew his stuff. I don't know if you guys watched this, but he was very smart, and he was able to play the chess pieces correctly.
I would hope so. Representing a company like that.
Yeah, you got to know your stuff. You've got to know your stuff.
Now, our lawyers, hey, let's just say we pay them well, and they've kept us out of a lot of problems.
Oh yeah, man!
I remember. Hey,
evaporate for ATM.
I remember. I don't know if you guys remember that bar fight I got into. It was a bar fight with somebody that was stupid, and he was cussing me out for no reason. So I took the pool's cue and I shoved it up his asshole, and there was blood involved. And
in a promo?
No, that bar fight. Remember that bar fight that night?
Bar fight.
I can't remember yesterday. I'd just like to go on the record to say
You
that
got
if I remember things, I would be in trouble.
Robbie, it's in character. Go with it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, that was awesome. Yeah. Never mind. I was trying to make a joke, but never mind.
I'm
stoned. Yeah. The ATM lawyers are the best lawyers. That's for definite sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, real quick, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Rob, Hot Rod, I'm hoping you've shared the link with all your buddies.
Yeah, I shared it a couple times.
All right, cool. Yeah, like the video, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and if you don't, Rikishi will come to your house and give you a stink face. And you don't want that fat ass motherfucker to come give you a stink face, let me tell you. Yeah. Switching gears, did you guys hear what The Rock did recently? Rock has a rap song. Rock is in, well, it's not his song, but Rock he's featured in a rap song. You guys listen to rap?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, Rock is he did a song with Tech-9 called Face Off. And it was his, I won't play it for you since you guys don't really listen to rap, but yeah, his verse was very good. I would recommend just looking out for his verse. His verse is probably one of the best rap.
A little known fact, a lot of people might not know, but a few months back, ATM has had a rap song written about them.
Oh, really? Oh.
Inside the walls of an organization where we are currently the World Tag Team Champions.
Oh, boy.
Which one? PWR.
Oh, this may be too hot, so let me take my shirt off. Go ahead.
Jimmy? What? I'm trying to think of the dude's name. Shit. You know what I'm talking about. Rob, what's that dude's name?
F-bomb?
No.
John May?
No, the other big dude that wrote that rap song about us.
Wrote a rap song about us.
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
Jamil something.
Jamil Emil.
God, I can't remember his ring name because he don't really wrestle much. He right now he's playing that African dude that's staying with Scotty Mack.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was pretty cool, man. I'll have to fucking dig that out.
He rapped about us?
Yeah, wrote a little intro for us.
I gotta hear that.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll ask you this. Cool, that's a really cool effect there, buddy. Who would you say is, and all three of us will answer this question. I'll let you two answer first. Who is your favorite ATM? Who's your favorite E-Fed person that you wrestled with or performed against?
Hmm. Well, the ultimate will be Cutthroat Hot Rod one last time. I don't know. We faced pretty much everybody, I think. I mean, I don't know anybody that haven't.
Who's your favorite?
Definitely, when I work with Rob, when there's a storyline that created a riff inside of ATM or otherwise, it always turns gold.
Hey,
Definitely. We can play off each other's thoughts, dude. It just works.
there will never be a riff in ATM. It's a brotherhood. It's a family. It will never be a riff.
It's got a core.
Exactly. Robbie, how about you, buddy? Who's your favorite E-Fed?
Lots of arms, but only a certain core, dude. You know.
Who is your favorite E-Fed guy you competed with?
I mean, all ATM, Jason Terry, Hot Rod Allen. You know, we have a whole bunch of guys in our clique, dude, our expanded family. You know, we got legacy members like.
I mean, like battled against.
Oh, I mean, Thomas Austin's always fun. Justin
Austin's a crazy
Klein, William Gore.
Thomas Austin is a crazy guy. He's like the new Jack of E-Feds almost.
Yeah, it's like, you know, just I don't know, just like the old group of guys, and then there's some of the new guys. You know, the Scotty Mac guys over in PWR, dude, are great guys to have matches with, dude. You know, they don't get butt hurt. There's like it's all works out for everybody. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just like there's a whole bunch of really good people out there, and then there's some people out there that are just your guys. So, you know, Hot Rod, Jason Terry, Bubba Boudreaux. You know, kind of the circle goes out from there.
For me, my favorite opponent. What's up?
Jason Terry, to me, probably top 3 all time in my eyes. I really just think, and he's so underrated, man. And I don't get it because the dude can paint. That's why they call him the masterpiece. I mean, dude, he paints a picture in every fucking promo he fucking speaks. You know?
Yeah.
Love his work.
That's one thing I think I've kind of struggled with was telling stories when I cut promos. I tried my best, but for me.
In today's E-Fed, though, that's all there is. I mean, you pretty much got to know how to tell a story. It ain't all shit talk anymore. You got to be able to tell a story.
Yeah. For me, my favorite opponent would probably be. I have a couple of answers. There's Reckless Benjamin, because that guy really brought out the creativity in me. He made me bring out something in myself that I never knew I had. Because that guy came out with like face paint and like all these crazy video special effects and everything. And all I had was, you know, my face, my body. And so I don't know if you guys ever got to see my gimmick of Geppetto, but that was a really cool gimmick that I debuted completely out of nowhere against Reckless. And I actually beat him because that time I had to compete against him, I cut a promo before that was god awful. It was so bad that the owner of the E-Fed said, "Seibel, do it again. Do it again in a completely different character. Just do it again." I'm like, I don't have a different character, so I'm like, okay, let me try this. So I took what happened to Hot Rod?
Did he bug out?
He may have. Anyway, I'll finish the story real quick. I just turned on my TV, and I had like creepy music playing in the background. It was like completely dark in my room, and I talked in the video like this, and I just talked in like nursery rhymes and all that crap, and it got over with everybody. Everybody loved it, and I beat Reckless, and so he would be one of my favorites. I think I got to give a nod to Randy King, because he really gave me my first main event push in CPW. And then Brian Carr, because that guy, Robert, I don't know if you know this, but Brian and I had a really good feud. In
CPW.
Huh?
In CPW?
No, it was in BST. Brian Carr and I.
Oh.
And the basis of the feud was to everybody else, everybody looking on the outside looking in. Like for you, you wouldn't have known. It looked like it was legit beef between he and I.
Mm-hmm.
But he and I would always message each other, and we would always okay what we were going to say to each other before we said it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I said to him was, "Your dead mother was a whore, and your dead brother was her pimp." Right? Now that's fucked up, right? But the thing is, I told Brian before I said that, I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say this to you. Is this cool, or do you not want me to touch this?" He goes, "Oh, dude, go ahead. That's fantastic. Use it against me. Go, use it, right?" So I said that to him in open EFED, right? Oh my God, everybody was like, "Brian, go to Colorado, beat his ass, go kick his ass. That's fucked up. You don't bring your family into it. No, go beat his ass. Go beat Seibel's ass, right?" I'm like, me and Robert, or me and Brian go to the private chat. We're cracking up about everything that they're saying, and it got to a point where people were like, "Brian, I'll go to Colorado and I'll beat his ass for you. I'll go do it for you." So Brian's like, hold on, no. He had to let some people in because everybody was wanting to come beat my ass. But it was crazy, yeah. Have you gotten a hold of Hot Rod?
No. He's not on. He hasn't clicked back in.
No. What happened to Hot Rod?
He said, "Be right back. My phone died.
Okay.
Forgot to charge. Said, give me a few minutes."
Okay, so Hot Rod will be right back. Awesome. Let's check the live chat. Anybody in the live chat right now? Jason Static, back on that roster thing. He says, back on the roster cuts. He says the roster is too large and can afford to cut 150 more people. Would you agree with that statement?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, apparently the rumor is that some wrestlers were cut because they did not want to get vaccinated.
Yeah, I heard four. Like it was like four of them. Yeah.
Yeah, at least four. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I just don't know I don't know what WWE is doing. It's like I don't know if it's some kind
WWE doesn't know what WWE is doing. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those things. I don't think when it comes to like I like to know things that are going on behind the scenes, but I hate knowing stuff that goes on behind the scenes because it kind of just makes you, instead of like just trying to like enjoy the show, people want to get all, well, what, why does this happen or why does that happen or and I don't know.
It takes away the magic a bit.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, it's like, it's like we don't know what goes on in their board meetings. We don't know what goes on in their creative. They're a business and they got like, some weeks, some businesses have successes and failures and, profits and stuff. And WWE's the same way. Some weeks they're on, some weeks they're off. And,
I actually got on another note, Robert, I got to thank you for introducing me to this streaming thing because this is working a hell of a lot better than OBS does.
Oh yeah, man, dude. I've been using StreamYard now since I don't know, about almost 3 years. I don't know. Honestly, when I was doing the IW podcast, we were the first ones to use it. After we were the first ones, you never saw no one do a streaming service, a podcast. I believe Uncut was the first.
And for the record, StreamYard is not paying us to promote them, but their streaming thing is really good. So
yeah, it's a good service.
Anybody wants to start their own podcast, start it up here on StreamYard.
Yeah,
I used OBS. I think we could do like reaction videos on this thing too on StreamYards, right?
Reactions?
Yeah, like reaction videos. Have you ever seen those? People will like listen to music and they'll react to it, and you can like pause and listen.
Oh no, like kind of like a TikTok thing. I haven't never even done a TikTok.
No. Like if you go on YouTube right now and you search like WWE reactions, people will literally do 15, 20, 30-minute videos reacting to WWE's best moves and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sure I can use it on here. I've done a couple of reactions on this channel. I've done them to like rappers like Tom McDonald, Clip Monstar. I did one to Blackpink just to freaking do a Blackpink song. I'm not a big K-pop guy. What kind of music are you into, Robert?
Oh, do you like rock and metal and
Mhm.
hard stuff?
Are you a fan of Falling in Reverse?
Maybe, I don't know. Never heard of them.
No, okay.
Yeah,
They-
I'm kind of a not a very contemporary kind of person. I don't know. I like 80s and 90s and 2000s stuff. I'm
okay.
kind of Slayer, Megadeth, kind of like the classic metal stuff.
Nickelback.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, that's kind of a little bit too poppy, but
Green Day.
yeah, I like Green Day.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Metallica. You gotta like Metallica.
Oh yeah, dude, probably one of my favorite bands. Yeah.
What about Kid Rock? Would you consider Kid Rock?
I like Kid Rock, dude. He's entertaining. He's an anthem. He's more like he does the anthems and fun music. You know, he's got a great voice, dude. Yeah, I like Kid Rock. You know, I wouldn't like, if I had to pick a dream concerts, you know, for a bucket list or something. You know, I don't think he'd be in my top 20.
What about Limp Bizkit?
Oh, I like Limp Bizkit. Yeah, they're good.
Hey,
I got a story about Limp Bizkit actually, dude.
go ahead.
Dude. Before I lived in California, dude, my best friend who was in my band with, his sister was smoking hot, dude, and she won 2 tickets to go see Korn, right? And so she couldn't go. Her mom wouldn't let her go unless I went with her, so she took me, and and we ended up getting VIP passes, and we met Korn. And the funny part of it is Limp Bizkit was the opening band, and this was like 1994, 95, and they were almost all hip hop. And yeah, so I heard about Limp Bizkit, and then I didn't hear about Limp Bizkit again until like 2000s or whenever they came out again.
Real quick before I tell a story about Limp Bizkit, Jedi Master Wizard Nico, the Wolf God, and I know that guy from this YouTube channel that we follow together, Bakery Music. Nico, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you. He says CM Punk has had like 5 matches and have put some good promos out so far, or has cut some good promos so far. What is Jason smoking? LOL. We may have some beef in the chats here. I can see Taya returning to Impact Wrestling. They can use her there too. Taya is probably best used in Impact Wrestling. Morrison too, quite frankly. Morrison's not doing jack on Raw, so send him to AEW or to Impact. I was just gonna say something. I watched a documentary recently. It was like July/August that I watched it. It was a documentary about Woodstock 1999. I don't know if you ever heard about this, Robert. It was a shit show. Woodstock 1999.
Oh, wasn't that like it rained real bad?
That was 94.
Oh,
99. They had
a riot.
yes, they had a riot on the last night, but we'll get to that in a minute. But they had the Biscuit performing on the Saturday of that Woodstock concert, and they like one of their songs that they did was "Break Stuff," and in the documentary they blamed Limp Bizkit for basically inciting riots and violence and everything like that because of the songs that they were playing, and it was to me it was a bullshit excuse because people were hot, people were tired, people were thirsty. They were selling drinks for like $4. You know, I mean, it was a shit show. I mean, they were selling bottled water for the same price as beer. Bottled water should be free, in my opinion. Yeah, it's bottled water. You know, it should be free. They were selling it for this, so you can get bottled water or you can get a can of beer for $4. What are you going to choose, Robbie? I already know it's going to be a can of beer. I'm going to choose a can of beer too over water. That's what I'm going to do. And so the high prices on food and drinks. The weather was miserably hot. The toilets backed up almost immediately and were broke and all that crap. and then the concerts happened, and they were good concerts. They had good musicians. Kid Rock was there. DMX was there. Limp Bizkit, like I said, they kind of blamed because people during Limp Bizkit's set, people would actually like rip off pieces of a wall that was set up. They would take pieces of that wall off and they would do crowd surfing on the plywood. And it was actually pretty cool to see. and even Limp Bizkit up on stage was like, hey, that's some cool shit right there. That guy crowd surfing on the plywood, right? And to me, you can't blame Limp Bizkit for the riots. Blame the concert promoters for that. Blame them for the bad pricing and the poor planning. So anyway, that's kind of my high horse. And the last night, Red Hot Chili Peppers performed, and they played a song called "Fire" by Jimmy. I don't remember who did the song "Fire," but they
Johnny Cash.
No, I don't remember who it was, but they gave Red Hot Chili Peppers permission to do it.
Oh,
and they burned down a bunch of stuff. They burned down like speakers, giant speakers, and the crowd did, and they broke into ATM machines and stole the money, right? They got wild. They went behind the not concession stands, but all the stands that were selling stuff, and they just stole whatever they could. And
animals.
Yeah, they were a pack of animals. Yeah, yeah. But they were pissed off. They were pissed off at the promoters because of the pricing. They were pissed off because it was hot. They were tired. They were thirsty. They were hungry. You know, I mean, you can't really blame them. Oh, and the best part about Woodstock, I say best part, that's not me being sarcastic, because nothing about this part is best at all. There were numerous rapes and sexual assaults at this Woodstock 99. So when I sit here and tell you it was a shit show, it was a shit show. If you want to watch the documentary, go check it out on HBO Max. It's Woodstock 99. That's the name of the documentary. And it was really interesting. I found it very much interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Where's Hot Rod? Is he coming?
He said that his phone was dying and he was charging it. Said, "Bull out of here, that."
Well, this is a great reminder. If you're not already subscribed, once again, hit the subscribe button and like the video. And if you don't, Robbie, tell them what happens.
Yeah, they get the swift kick to the asshole.
Well, close enough. They get the stink face from Rikishi.
I don't. Hot Rod. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think he's coming back. So we're right about at that end anyway. So I had a good time wrapping out with you tonight. Yeah. Maybe we can do a part 2.
Oh, definitely, we got to do a part 2. There's so much more to talk about. Yes.
Yeah, man. But thanks for having us on, dude.
Hey, stay tuned for information on part 2. Like, comment, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Shouts out to my boys Robbie Cutthroat and Hot Rod Allen, aka Ass to Mouth, for joining me tonight. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Till next time, we out.